Srimad レークリシュナありがとうございました。
クリシュナありがとうございます。
ギータジャヤンティキー。
はい。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。ハレークリシュナ。じゃあこれからみんなで順番でバガヴァッドギータを読むことですので、翻訳、トランスレーションオンリーね。翻訳だけ、サンスクリットシローカは読まないですけど。So we'll read the translation only. So let us start with the prayers. And one by one, I think we will read 10 shlokas to start with. Is that okay? So that everybody participates and reads. And we'll try to continue. To read complete Bhagavad Gita translation only, it needs 3 hours. 翻訳だけを読むと3時間かかりますね。だから今からできるだけ読みたいと思いますので。で、英語の人が英語で読んで、一人一人が、で、そこに日本人の人が日本語で読みたいだったら日本語で読んで、みんな英語でフォローする。多分例としてます。もし私今一章の1から10まで読んで、次はもしアナンガマンジェリが読みたいだったら11から20まで日本語で読んでもいいです。その間に私英語で読みますから自分で。So we'll read 10 shlokas. So whoever reads in English, they can read in English. One person will read, will take turns. And who wants to read in Japanese, they can read in Japanese. And meantime, others can read by themselves the English one. So I'm unmuting everyone so that you can control your mics. So let us start with the prayers first, and then we'll start. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurusmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadabhiyam Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavaksha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Advaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Chaitanya Devam Shri Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakapitapsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Gopikanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patita Nama Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachanam pangam agnatigve yatkupatam dīnatārine. Hare Krishna. じゃあ、アナンガマンジェリ読みますか ?1 から10。
あれミュート ?1 から10。ミュート解除したはい。
The first chapter, first 1 to 10 shlokas, Ananga Manjari Mataji will read. We can read by ourselves in English. 翻訳だけでいいですので。
はい。一章第一節。ドリタラシュタラとサンジャヤよ、聖地クルクシェトラで戦うべく大軍を集結した我が息子たちとパンドゥの息子たちの様子はいかがであろうか。第二節。サンジャヤ答える、お王様よ。ドゥルヨーダナ王はパンドゥ息子方の健康な陣容を見渡した後、軍師のもとに赴いて、このように申されました。第3節、 死をご覧ください。パンドゥ型の強力な大軍用。あなたの賢い門人、ドルパタの息子がこれを配置布陣したのです。第4節。中にはビーマ、アルジュナと並ぶ弓の名手も数多く、ユユダーナ、ビラータ、ドルパタ等の大戦士たちもいます。第5節。ドリシュタ・ケートゥ、チェキーターナ、カーシーラージャ、またプルジット、クンティボージャ、シャイラ等の大豪傑。第6節。ユダーマニウ、ウッタマウジャーやスバドラーとドロパティの勇壮極まる息子たち。彼らは全員合力無類の戦車乗り。第7節。王最高のブラフマナよ。参考までに我が軍の優れた将軍、指揮官たちも名前を挙げて説明しましょう。第8節。先生ご自身、ビーシュマ、カルナ、クリパ・アシュワッターマ、ビカルナに、ソーマダッタの息子、クリシュラバー、いずれも上昇腐敗の豪傑。第9節。その他我がため命を賭した、あまたの勇士が勢ぞろい、各種の武具を携えて、戦い達者の者ばかり。第10節。祖父ビーシュマの率いる我が軍は、強大なること計り知れず、ビーマの率いるパンドゥ軍の強さには限界がありましょ
う。ボスにまて言います。
はい。
どうぞ、11から20。
さあ、味方の将軍たち、各地の持ち場に抜かりなく、大元帥のビーシュマ祖父を完全に補佐し支えてください。12節。するとクル王家の勇ましき最長老、ビーシュマ祖父は獅子吠えのごとく、ホラ貝を高らかに吹き鳴らし、ルリョーダノを喜ばせました。第13節。それに続いて全軍の太鼓、ホラ貝、ラッパ、笛などが各所で同時に鳴り響き、身もろうする騒がしさ。第14節。するとパンドゥ方からは、主クリシュナとアルジュナが白馬に引かせた戦車に乗って、神秘のホラ貝を吹き鳴らすのです。第15節。主クリシュナはパンチャジュニャという名のホラ貝を、アルジュナはデーバダッタを、怪力無双の大食感ビーマはものすごいホラ貝パウンドラを吹き鳴らしました。第16節から18節。ちょっと破れててこっち見ます。クンティの息子ユディシティラ王子はアナンタビジャヤという名のホラ貝を、ナクラはスゴーシャという名の、サハデーバはマニプシタカという名のホラ貝を吹き鳴らしました。弓の名神カーシー王、大戦士のシカンディ、ルイシタデュムナ、ヴィラータ、無公的なきサーティアキ、そしてドルパダン、ドローパディの息子たち、また王よ、スバドラーの腕自慢の息子がそれぞれにホラ貝を鳴らしています。ドロパディはドルパタの娘、スバドラはクリシュナの妹、2人ともアルジュナの妻。第19節。そのゴーゴーたる轟きは天と地とにどえめき渡り、ドリュスターストラの息子たちの真の像も打ち砕くばかり。第20節。王よ、その時パンドゥの子アルジナはハヌマーンの旗印をつけた戦車から弓をつがえてドリタラシュタの息子たちを見渡し、主クリシュナにこう申されました。マハトマ21を見ます。
21、22節。アルジュナは言いました。決して謝ることなく常に正しい方よ。どうか私の戦車を両軍の間に引き出してください。私はよく見たいのです。ここに来ている人々をこの重大な戦闘に私と共に戦おうとしている人々を。23節。またドリトラストラの邪悪な心を持つ息子たちに味方をして戦おうとここに集まってきた人々を見せてください。第24節。サンジャヤ言う、王バラタ王の子孫よ、ドリシュトラートラのこと、 このようにアルジュナに頼まれて、シュークリシュナは見事な戦車を両軍の中央に引き出されました。25節。ビーシュマ、ドローナをはじめとして名だたる首相たちが立ち並ぶ前で主は言われました。プリターの子よ、来る方の陣容を見よと。26節。アルジュナは見ました。両軍の中には父たち、祖父たち、先生たち、母方の叔父たち、兄弟、息子、孫、友人たち、また義理父たち、よしみある人々が皆いるのを。27節。クンティの子アルジュナはこの戦場にさまざまな友人や親類縁者がすべて出陣しているのを見て、哀悼の念に絶えずこのように申されました。28節。アルジュナは言いました。愛しのクリシュナよ、友人や親戚の人々が戦意に燃えて私の目の前で戦おうとしているのを見ると、手足は震え、口はカラカラに乾きます。どこまで？ 29節。体の隅々まで震えおののき、髪の毛は逆さになって立ち、愛球ガンディーバーは手から滑り落ち、全身の肌は熱く燃えるようです。30。大地に立っていることもできず、心はよろめき、自分を見失っています。お悪魔ケイシーを殺したクリシュナよ、私には不吉な前兆しか見えません。
キショリマタジいます？あそこに、他に。
キショリマタジいないです。
まだ帰ってないですね。
あ、そっか。OK。はい、ありがとうございます。
はい。
ブンダゴビマタジ。
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
From 31.
Okay. Text 31. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman in this battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. Text 32 to 35. O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three worlds. Let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Text 36. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? Text 37 to 38. O Janardana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? Text 39. With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. Text 40. When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and for the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Vrishni, comes unwanted progeny.
Okay. Rama Mataji. Rama Mataji, can you read? Okay. Okay. Jayalakshmi Mataji, can you read from 41? Who has the Bhagavad Gita in front of them? Radhika Mataji or Harimohan Mataji?
No, Prabhuji, I don't have. Sorry.
I can get sorry. I'm reading.
Okay, okay. Go ahead. 41.
Chapter 1, right? Chapter 141.
Yes.
An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life, both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such a corrupt families fall down because the performance for offering them food and water are entirely stopped. Text 42. By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. Text 43. O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed dwell always in hell. Text 44. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts, driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. We are intent on killing our own kinsmen. Text 45. Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. Text 46. Sanjaya said, Arjuna having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief.
Mataji, go ahead with the chapter 2.
Chapter 2. Shall I continue or no?
Yeah, you continue till 10 maybe.
10. Okay. Contents of the Gita summarized. Chapter 2. Text 1. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna, spoke the following words. Text 2. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. Text 3. O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such a petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Text 5. It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. Text 6. Nor do we have, nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live, yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Text 7. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of my miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. Text 8. I can find no means to drive away this grief, which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it, even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on the earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. Text 9. Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. Text 10. O descendant of Bharata, at that time, Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Harimon Mataji, can you read? Possible? From 11 to 20?
Me? Okay, okay, Hare Krishna.
No, Harimon Mataji.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Text 11. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O scion of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. O best among men, Arjun, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. That which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharat. Neither he who thinks the living entity the slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge, for the self slays not nor is slain. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. Hare Krishna.
Chitramalini. Chitramalini, are you there? Yeah, Hiromi-san. 21からできますか ?21 から30まで。
すいません、出先なんです。
あ、わかりました。すいません。
聞いてます。
いえ、はい。シャムナエルさん、21 to 30. If you have Bhagavad Gita with you.
Hi. Sorry, I joined late. So what am I supposed to do?
You just have to read this translation from chapter 2, text 21 to 30.
Okay. Text 21. O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? Text 22. As a person puts on a new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless one. Text 23. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapons, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, or withered by the wind. Text 24. The individual soul is unbreakable and soluble and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. Text 25. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconvincible, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. Text 26. If, however, you think the soul or the symptom of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty aunt. Text 27. One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Text 28. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again and inherited. So what need is there for limitations? Text 29. Some took on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Text 30. O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body can never be slain, therefore you need not grieve for any living being.
Bhakti Mataji,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, 31 to 40.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation. O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come unsought, opening for them the doors of the heavenly planet. If, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant. Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you? O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing, you shall never incur sin. Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working with fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Saraswati Mataji, can you read from 41?
Hare Krishna. From where? 41? Sorry.
41 from
Sorry.
41 to 50.
Okay, fine. Yeah. 41. Yeah. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. Text 42. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. Text 44. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things. The resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Text 45. The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. Text 46. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. Text 47. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty. Text 48. Perform your duty equalized. Sorry, where is this?
Equipoised.
Equipoised. O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure, such in equanimity is called yoga. Text 49. O Dhananjay, keep all abnormal activities far distant by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. Text 50. A man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reactions, even this in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. That's 51 also?
No, 51 somebody else.
Okay.
Bansri.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
51.
Yes, Prabhuji. By thus engaging, text 51. By thus
Your mic is mute.
sorry. Text 51. By thus engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead. Text 52. When your intelligence is passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. Text 53. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas and when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness. Text 54. Arjuna said, O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak and what is his language? How does he sit and how does he walk? Text 55. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Partha, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind thus purified finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be pure in transcendental consciousness. Text 56. One who is not disturbed in mind, even amidst the threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. Text 57. In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. Text 58. One who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects as the tortoise draws its limbs within the shell is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. Text 59. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. But seizing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. Text 60. The senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them.
Thank you. Rama-san?
Yes, Prabhu. Text 61. One who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control, and fixes his consciousness upon me is known as a man of steady intelligence. Text 62. While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises. From anger, text 63. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. Text 64. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. Text 65. For one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold mysteries of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. Text 66. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? Text 67. As a strong wind sweeps away a boat or the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence. Text 68. Therefore, O mighty armed, one whose senses are restrained from their objects is certainly of steady intelligence. Text 69. What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for self-control, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage. Text 70. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is never being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires.
Motherji, finish this chapter. Two more.
Okay. Text 71. A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. Text 72. That is the way of spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God.
Hare Krishna. SK-san.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Chapter 3, Karma Yoga 1 to 10.
Sure, Prabhuji. Chapter 3, Karma Yoga. Arjuna said, O Janardana, O Keshava, why do you want to engage me in this ghastly warfare? If you think that intelligence is better than fruitive work, my intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instruction. Therefore, please tell me decisive which will be most beneficial for me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O sinless Arjuna, I have already explained that there are two classes of men who try to realize the self. Some are inclined to understand it by empirical, philosophical speculation, and other by devotional service. Not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities he can acquire from the modes of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. One who restrains the senses of action, but whose mind dwells on sense objects, certainly deludes himself and is called pretender. On the other hand, if a sincere person tries to control the active senses by the mind and begins Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness without attachment, he is by far superior. Perform your prescribed duty, for doing so is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one physical body without work. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generation of men and demigods along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, be thou happy by this yagna sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Aruna Mataji, possible for you to read from 11? Okay. Anybody remaining? Sanjay Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. 11 to 20, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir. Text number 11. The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus, by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna, sacrifice, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. All the living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yajna, sacrifice, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. Regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, the all-pervading transcendence is eternally situated in acts of sacrifice. My dear Arjun, one who does not follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice thus established by the Vedas certainly leads a life full of sin. Living only for the satisfaction of the senses, such a person lives in vain. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. A self-realized man has no purpose to fulfill in the discharge of his prescribed duties, nor has he any reason not to perform such work, nor has he any need to depend on any other living being. Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty, for by working without attachment, one attains the supreme. Kings such as Janak attains perfection solely by performance of prescribed duties. Therefore, just for the sake of educating the people in general, you should perform your work. Hare Krishna.
Text, I will read text 21. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standards he set by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. 22. O son of Prutha, there is no work prescribed for me within the three planetary systems, nor am I want of anything, nor have I a need to obtain anything, and yet I am engaged in the prescribed duties. Text 23. For if I ever fail to engage in carefully performing prescribed duties, O Parth, certainly all men would follow my path. Text 24. If I did not perform prescribed duties, all these words would be put into ruination. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population, and I would thereby destroy the peace of all living entities. Text 25. As the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to results, a learned may similarly act, but without attachment, for the sake of leading people to right path. Text 26. So as not to disturb the minds of ignorant men attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties, a learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather, by working in the spirit of devotion, he should engage them in all sorts of activities for gradual development of Krishna consciousness. Text 27. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of the activities which are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature. Text 28. One who is in knowledge of the absolute truth, O mighty arm, does not engage himself in the senses and sense gratification, knowing well the difference between work in devotion and work for fruitive results. Text 29. Bewildered by the modes of material nature, the ignorant fully engage themselves in material activities and become attached, but the wise should not unsettle them. Although these duties are inferior the performer's lack of knowledge. Text 30. Therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your work unto me with full knowledge of me, without desire for profit, with no claims of proprietorship, and free from lethargy, fight. Okay. So we go back to the same. Ananga Manjiri.
はい。
31.
11節。私の指し示す通りに義務を行い、この教えに途心なく誠実に従う者は、やがてカルマの鎖を断ち切る。32節。だが途心を起こしてこの教えを無視し、この教えに従って行動しない者は、無知猛昧の徒となって、人生の完成を逃してしまう。33節。知識ある賢明な人でも生まれつきの性質によって行動する。人は誰でも自然生徳の傾向に従うもの。これに逆らおうとして何になろうか。34節。感覚とその対象に感ずる愛着と嫌悪を規制する法則がある。人は感覚とその対象に支配されてはいけない。この2つは悟りの道の障害である。35節。他人の義務を引き受けるより、不完全でも自分の義務を行う方がはるかに良い。他人の道を行く危険を冒すより、自分の義務に従って滅びる方が良いのだ。36節。アルジュナ問う、王ブリシュニの子孫である方よ。人は自らの意思に反してまで罪深い行動に走る場合がありますが、それは何の力によるものですか。37節。バガバーン語る。アルジュナよ、それは貪欲なのだ。物質のラジャスに触れて欲望が生じ、それは憤怒に変わる。誠に貪欲こそこの世の大敵である。38節。煙で覆われた火のように、塵で覆われた鏡のように、また子宮に包まれた胎児のように、ジーバは異なった程度の欲望に覆われている。39節。このように賢いジーバの純粋意識は、欲望という形の天敵に覆われている。それは底なき谷のように開くことを知らず、燃え盛る火のように心身を焼く。40節。この欲望は目、耳、鼻、舌、身の五感と心と知性を住処とし、本来の知識を覆い隠して生物を迷わせているのだ。
第41節。バラタの最も優れた子孫アルジュナよ。まず真っ先に自らの感覚を規制して、この大罪悪者、欲望を拘束し、この知識と悟りの破壊者を殺せ。第42節。作用する感覚は物体より優れ、心は感覚より勝っている。さらに、ブッディは心より勝り、そして魂は知性より上位である。第43節。お勇士アルジュナよ。このように本来の自己は五感と心と知性を超えていることを知り、精神的知性、クリシュナ意識で心を制御し、精神の力で欲という悪ことを知らぬ敵に打ち勝て。どうしますか？
じゃあ、またじ。10まで。
はい。第1節。バーガバーン・シュリー・クリシュナ語る。私はこの不滅のヨーガを太陽神ビバスバーンに教えた。ビバスバーンはそれを人類の父マヌに教え、マヌはイクシュバークに教えたのである。第2節。この無常な科学はこのようにして否定継承の鎖によって伝えられ、西欧たちはこれをよく得得していたが、時代とともに鎖は切れ、人々はその科学の真偽を見失った。第3節。太古の昔よりあるこの科学、神と人との関係を説く無常の学を、私は今日私の献身者にして友なる君に語る。君はこの人知を超えた神秘を得得できるのだ。第4節。アルジュナ問う。太陽神ビバスバーンが生まれたのはあなたの誕生よりはるかに昔のこと。あなたが彼にこの学問を授けたとは一体どのように解釈すればよいのですか。第5節。バガバン答える。敵を滅ぼす者アルジュナよ。私も君も何回となくこの世に生まれてきたのだ。 私はすべてを覚えているが、君は前世のことを何も知らない。第6節。私は生まれることなく、滅することなく、私の超越的体は恒常不変である。私はすべての生物の至上主であるが、どの時代にも元の超越的な姿で出現する。第7節。誰もが正しく実践されなくなったとき、反宗教的な風潮が世にはびこったとき、王バラタ王の子孫よ、私はいつどこへでも現れる。第8節。サードゥの人々を助け、ドゥリシュクリターンの共柄を打ち倒し、宗教の法則を再び世に残すために、私はどの時代にも降誕する。第9節。我が現れと活動の超越性を理解する者は、その肉体を離れた後に主なよ、再び物質世界に誕生することなく、我が永遠の国に来たりて住むのだ。第10節。執着と恐怖と怒りから離れ、すべてを私に任せ、私に憩い頼って、過去よりあまたの人々は私の知識によって正常となり、ことごとく皆、私への超越的愛についたのだ。
第11節。私へ身を委ねた程度に応じて私は人々に報いる。プリターの子よ、すべての生物はあらゆる方角から私への道を進んでいるのだ。第12節。この世の人々は仕事の成功と家宝を求め、さまざまなデーバを拝んでそれを願う。このようにして働けば早くたやすく物質界の家宝は得られるのだ。13節。自然界の取り具と活動に応じて私は人間社会を4つに区分した。この4階層は私が作ったのだが、私はカルマを超越し不変不動である。14節。私はどんな活動にも影響されない。そしてどんな結果も望んでいない。私についてこの真理を知る者は仕事に縛られず、その結果にとらわれない。第15節。古来より下脱した魂たちすべてこの私の超越的性質を理解して行動した。故に君も個人たちを見習って義務を遂行せよ。16節。カルマとはまた無カルマとはいかなるものか。賢明なものでもこれを定義するのに迷う。今、私がここで活動とは何かを説明する。これを知って君はあらゆる不幸から離れよ。17節。カルマの所相は誠に複雑にして神秘であり、これを理解することは実に難しい。故に人はカルマとビカルマ、アカルマについて正しく学ばなければならない。第18節。カルマの中にアカルマを見て、無活動の中に活動を見る人は、たとえどのような種類の仕事をしていても、相対世界を超越した格者である。第19節。すべて欲望を持ってに行動する者は、完全知を得た人と心得よ。聖者たちはそのような人々を大地の火でカルマを焼き尽くした人と呼ぶ。第20節。仕事の結果に全く執着しない人は常に満足し自由である。あらゆる種類の活動をして、しかもカルマがないのである。
第21節。このような英知の人は心と知性を完全に抑制し、私のものの観念が全くない。命をつなぐに狩るだけ働き、従ってカルマを全く受けない。第22節。無理なく入ってくるもので満足し、ドバンドバを超越して他を羨むことなく、成功にも失敗にも心を動かさぬ者は、どんな仕事をしても束縛されない。第23節。物質世界の取り具にとらわれず、 無常絶対の知識を体にした大した人の仕事は種の超越性の中に完全に吸収される。第24節。クリシュナ意識に突入している人は精神的活動の貢献により必ず神の王国に達する。その活動の極致は絶対であり、捧げられたものも精神的である。第25節。種々さまざまなデーバにそれぞれ異なった、供養をする容疑もあり、思考ブラックマンの火の中に捧げ物をする容疑もある。第26節。あるもの、ブラフマチャリーは視覚、その他の感覚を、抑制の火に投じて供え物とし、また他のもの、規定に従う世帯者は、その他の感覚の対象を釘の花壇に備える。第27節。悟りを熱望している人々は、心と感覚をことごとく抑制し、呼吸と五感の機能すべてを、釘として精神統一の火に投じる。第28節。厳しい誓いを立てて、ある者は財産を捧げ、ある者は厳しい苦行を行う。ある者は八秘法のヨガを行じ、ある者は超越的知識を求めてベーダーを学び、悟りを開く。第29節。また、甲骨境に入るために息を抑止する者たちさえいる、呼吸を止めて吸気に、そして吸気を呼気に入れて中和し、ついに呼吸を全く止めて高越境に入る。また、食をそぎ、呼気を呼気に捧げて釘とする者もいる。第30節。釘の真偽を知って行う者たちは、車掌罪の罪障の享保を逃れ、死因を清めて、その供物の残業なる甘露を味わいつつ、思考の国に入っていくのだ。
Mataji, Mundagopi Mataji.
O best of Kuru dynasty, without sacrifice, one can never live happily on this planet or in this life. What then of the next? All these different types of sacrifice are approved by the Vedas, and all of them are born of different types of work. Doing them as such, you will become liberated. O chastiser of the enemy, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pritha, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Having obtained real knowledge from a self realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are put part of the Supreme, but part of the Supreme, or in other words, that they are mine. Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. As a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes of of all reactions to material activities. In this world, there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who has become accomplished in the practice of devotional service enjoys this knowledge within himself in due course of time. A sinful, a faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues the senses of eligible achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it be quickly attain the supreme spiritual peace. But ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scriptures do not attain God consciousness. They fall down. For the doubting souls, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next.
Then you complete the chapter.
Okay. One who acts in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his actions, and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus, he is not bound by the reactions of work, O conqueror of riches. Therefore, the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharata, stand and fight. Very good.
Krishna. So, chapter 5, Manjari.
Sorry, Bansiri is not available now.
Okay. Hiromi-san, できますか? じゃあ、ジャイラクシミマタジ。
Hare Krishna. Chapter 5 Karma Yoga Action in Krishna Consciousness. Text 1. Arjuna said, O Krishna, first of all, you asked me to renounce work, and then again you recommended work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? Text 2. The personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. Text 3. One who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renounced. Such a person, free from all dualities, easily overcomes material bondage and is completely liberated, O mighty armed Arjuna. Text 4. Only the ignorant speak of devotional service, Karma Yoga, as being different from the analytical study of the material world, Sankhya. Those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well to one of these paths achieves the result of both. Text 5. One who knows that the position reached by means of analytical study can also be attained by devotional service, and who therefore sees analytical study and a devotional service to be on the same level, sees things as they are. Text 6. Merely renouncing all activities yet not engaging in the devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. But a thoughtful person engaged in devotional service can achieve the supreme without a delay. Text 7. One who works in devotion, who is a pure soul, and who controls his mind and senses is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled. Text 8 and 9. A person in the divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving about, sleeping, and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all, because while speaking, evacuating, receiving, or opening or closing his eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged with their objects, and that he is aloof from them. Text 10. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Arti Mataji and SK.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, 11 to 30, you and SK.
Yes, Prabhuji. Text 11. The yogis abandoning attachment act with body, mind, intelligence, and even with the senses only for the purpose of purification. The steadily devoted soul attains unadulterated peace because he offers the results of all activities to me, whereas a person who is not in union with the divine, who is greedy for the fruits of his labor, becomes entangled. When the embodied living being controls his nature and mentally renounces all actions, he resides happily in the city of the nine gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done. The embodied spirit, master of the city of his body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature. Nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone's sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge. When, however, one is enlightened with the knowledge by which nescience is destroyed, then his knowledge reveals everything as the sun lights up everything in the daytime. When one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater outcast. Those whose minds are established in sameness, equanimity, and have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the science of God, is already situated in transcendence. Hare Krishna.
Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. An intelligent person does not take part in the source of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasure having a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of the material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he is well situated and is happy in this world. One whose happiness is within, who is active and rejoices within, and whose aim is inwards, is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme. Those who are beyond the dualities that arise from doubts, whose minds are engaged within, who are always busy working for the welfare of all living beings, and who are free from all sins, achieve liberation in the Supreme. Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self realized, self disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future, shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the two eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breaths within the nostril, and thus controlling the mind, sense, and intelligence. The transcendentalist aiming at liberation becomes free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planet and demigod, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pang of material miseries. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you. Saraswati Mataji.
Hi, Hare Krishna.
Hi, Dozo. Roku.
Okay. Yeah, text 1. From 2 10, right?
Yes.
Okay. 1 second. Yeah, text 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. Text 2. What is called renunciation, you should know to be the same as yoga or linking oneself with the Supreme. O son of Pandu, for one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. Text 3. For one who is neophyte in the Eightfold Yoga system, work is said to be the means, and for one who is already elevated in yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the means. Text 4. The person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities. Text 5. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Text 6. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. Text 7. For one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. Text 8. A person is said to be established in self realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self controlled. He sees everything, whether it is pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. Text 9. A person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral mediators, the envious friends and enemies, the peers and the sinners, all with an equal mind. Text 10. A transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in relationship with the Supreme. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Aruna Mataji, can you read? Okay. Nirja Mataji, can you read from 11 to 20? Vaishnavanand Prabhu?
Yes. So text 11 and 12. To practice yoga, one should go to the secular place and should lay kusha grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing the mind on one point. Text 13 and 14. One should hold one's body, neck, and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from the sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life. Text 15. Thus, practicing constant control of the body, mind, and activities, the mystic transcendentalist, his mind regulated, attains to the kingdom of God or the abode of Krishna by cessation of material existence. Text 16. There is no possibility of one's becoming a yogi, O Arjun, if one eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or does not sleep enough. Text 17. He who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. Text 18. When the yogi, by practice of yoga, disciplines his mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to be well established in the yoga. Text 19. As a lamp is windless, as a lamp in a windless place and does not waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendental self. Text 20 to 23. In the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in the boundless transcendental happiness realized through transcendental senses. Established thus, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining, he thinks there is no greater gain. But situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact.
Guruji, Mataji is there?
No, I'm alone.
Okay. Shankarshan Prabhu?
I
24 to 34.
1 second, Prabhuji. Text 24.
24 to 34.
Can you just give me 1 minute?
Goto-san. Goto-san、可能でしょうか ?24 から34まで日本語で。電車。Goto-san。
केसेस तो बढ़ रहे हैं कुछ तो आज ही 800 कुछ हो गया 800 क्या कल भी है ना 864 या 65
Okay, let me read, Prabhuji.
Okay, go. 24 to 34.
One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all senses on all sides by the mind. Gradually, step by step, one should become situated in trance by means of intelligence sustained by full conviction. And thus the mind should be fixed on the self alone and should think of nothing else. Text 26. From wherever the mind wanders due to its From wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. Text 27. The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. He is beyond the mode of passion. He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme, and thus he is freed from all reactions to past deeds. Text 28. Thus the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. Text 29. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. Text 30. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. Text 31. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I and the super soul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. Text 32. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna. Text 33. Arjuna said, O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears both impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady. Text 34. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind.
Aman.
Okay, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Vishali Mataji, can you read 35? From 35?
Yes, Prabhuji. Lord Sri Krishna said, Lord Sri Krishna said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. Text 36. For one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work. But he whose mind is controlled and who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. That is my opinion. Text 37. Arjuna said, O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism? O mighty armed Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sphere? Text 39. This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. Text 40. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Son of Pritha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. Okay, Prabhuji.
Oh, go ahead, Mataji.
Text 41. The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Text 42. Or if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Certainly, such a birth is rare in this world. Text 43. On taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of Kuru. Text 44. By virtue of divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles even without seeking them. Such an
an inquisitive transcendentalist stands always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures.
Mataji, complete this chapter. Next 3.
Okay. Text 45. And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further process, being washed of all contaminations, then ultimately achieving the perfection after many, many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal. Text 46. A yogi is greater than the ascetic, greater than the empiricist, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances be a yogi. Text 47. And of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in the yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Chapter 7. Go to chapter 7. Knowledge of the Absolute. Nirja Mataji, you can read now. Okay.
Hare Krishna. I'm actually listening. I'm not at home. So
Okay, Mataji.
please forgive me.
No problem. Thank you very much. So, chapter 7, knowledge of the absolute. Text 1, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Now hear, O son of Prutha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. Text 2, I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. Text 3, out of many thousand among the men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved the perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Text 4, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 constitute my separated material energies. Text 5, besides this, O mighty Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises of living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. Text 6, all created beings have their source in these two natures, of all that is material and of all that is spiritual. In this world, know for certain that I am both the origin and dissolution. Text 7. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me, as pearl are strung on a thread. Text 8. O son of Kunti, I am the test of water, the light of sun, the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ambiguity in men. Text 9. I am the original fragrance of the earth. I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives. And I am the finance of the ecstatics. Text 10. O son of Prutha, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. Sanjay Prabhu, you will read?
Yes, Prabhuji. 7:11, right?
Yeah. Reading?
Text 11. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of the Bharatas, Arjun. Text 12. Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. Text 13. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes of the inexhaustible. Text 14. The divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Text 15. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake on the atheistic nature of the demons, do not surrender unto me. Text 16. O best among the Bharatas, 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute. Text 17. of these, one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me. Text 18. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. Text 19. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Text 20. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Hare Krishna.
じゃあ、アナンガマンジャリさんから21。
21節、私はすべてのもののハートにパラマートマーとして住む。人がデーバを拝む気持ちになるとすぐ、彼に適したデーバの信者になるように、私が彼の信仰心を固めていく。22節、私が与えた信念を持って、彼は特定のデーバに願をかけ、希望したものを獲得する。だが、実は利益は私だけが授けるのだ。23節、知性乏しき者たちはデーバを拝み、その得た利益は有限で一時的なもの。デーバを拝む人々はデーバの惑星へ行くが、私の献身者は究極的に我が市場の惑星に来る。24節、私をよく知らぬ愚かな人々はバガバンである私、クリシュナが元は非人格で、今このパーソナリティを取って現れたと思う。彼らは知識が乏しいため、より高い我が普遍思考の姿勢を知らないのだ。25節。私は愚者と知性乏しき者たちには決して姿を見せない。彼らから私は私の内的勢力で覆い隠す。故に彼らは私が不生不滅、円満完全であることを知らない。26節、アルジュナよ、バカバンである私は、過去に起こったことも、今起こっていることも、将来起こることもことごとく知っている。また私はすべての生物を知っているが、誰も私を知らない。27節、おバラタの子孫よ、敵を滅ぼす者よ、すべての生物は幻影の中に生まれて、自らの欲望と憎悪により生じた二元相対性によって幻惑されている。28節、過去における幾多の生涯もまた、本世でも、敬虔な生活をして罪悪同胞を完全に断ち切った人々は、二元相対の名門を完全に払い受け、固い決心のもと私に仕える。29節、老年と死からの解放を求めて努力する知性豊かな人々は、私に保護を求めて献身奉仕をする。超越的活動のすべてを知っている彼らは真実ブラフマンである。30節、至上主である私が物質現象、デーバたち、全区議の支配原理であることを知る人々は、死の刹那といえども、私、バガバーンを理解し、心から離さない。
ハレクリシナ、そう8ね。
第8章第1節、アルジュナと我が主よ、最高至上のお方よ、願わくばブラフマンとは何か、自己とは何か、また下方的活動、物質現象とは何か、デーバとは何者なのか、ご説明ください。第2節、マデュスーダナよ、ヤグニャを受け取る主は誰ですか？彼は体の中にどのように住んでいるのですか？献身奉仕をしている人は死ぬとき、あなたをどのようにして知ることができるのですか？第3節、バガバン語る、不滅にして超越的なる生物をブラフマンと呼び、生物の永遠の性質を自己と呼ぶ。生物の物質の肉体の発達に関する活動を下方的活動、カルマと呼ぶ。第4節、肉体に覆われた者たちの中の最高者、絶え間なく変化している物質自然を物質現象と呼ぶ。太陽神や月の月神のようなすべてのデーバを含む種の宇宙普遍体をアリーダイバと呼ぶ。 そして肉体に覆われたすべての生物のハートに宿るパラマートマである私、至上主は、釘の主と呼ばれる。第5節。死の時期が来て肉体を離れるときに、私だけを持っている者は誰でも、まっすぐに私の国に至る。このことに疑いの余地はない。第6節。クンティの子よ、誰でもこの肉体を捨てるときに思っている存在の状態に間違いなく移っていく。第7節。故に主なよ、常にクリシュナの姿の私を思いながら、君の義務である戦いを遂行せよ。行為を私に捧げ、心と知性を私に固く結びつけておけば、君は疑いなく私のもとに来る。第8節。バーラタよ、私をバガバーンとして瞑想し、心で絶えず私を思い、この道から逸脱することのない者は必ずや私のもとに至る。第9節。全知なる支配者、最古で最小のものより微小、万物の維持者、全物質概念を超え、不可思議、絶妙、そして常に人物である至上主を瞑想せよ。彼は超越的であり、物質自然を超えて太陽のごとく輝く。第10節。死の瞬間に生気を眉間に集中し、ヨーガの力により満身の死母を持って完全な献身で至上主を思い出す者は必ずやバガバーンの身元に達する。
第11節。ベーダーを学んでオウムを唱える法規階級の偉大な聖者たちはブラフマンに帰依する。この完成を遂げるには独身禁欲生活が必須だ。私は今君にこの救いの道を簡単に説明しよう。第12節。ヨーガはすべての感覚的快楽から無執着になることより始まる。感覚のすべての門を閉じて心をハートに、生気を頭頂に集中してヨーガに入る。第13節。このヨーガの行を収めて聖なる音、地上の文字のケツをオウムを唱え、バガバンを思いつつ肉体を捨てる者は必ず精神惑星に至る。第14節。プリターの息子よ、揺らぐことなく常に私を思っている者は彼のたゆまぬ献身奉仕の功徳によってやすやすと私のもとに来る。第15節。私のもとに来た偉大な魂たちは、献身者たちは決して再び苦悩に満ちたこの儚い世界には戻らない。彼らは最高の完成に達したのだから。第16節。物質界にある最高から最低の全惑星は誕生と死を繰り返す苦悩の住処だ。しかし私の国に来たる者はクンティの子よ、決して物質界に再び誕生することはない。じゃあ第17節。地球的計算によれば4つの時代を一周期としてブラフマーの昼と千周期、そして夜も千周期。第18節。ブラフマーの昼が始まると全生物は姿を現し、ブラフマーの夜が来ると彼らは再びその姿を消す。第19節。何度も何度もブラフマーの夜が明けるごと、全生物は現れ出て、ブラフマーの夜が訪れるごと、彼らは絶望的に消滅する。第20節。だがこの権限、未権限の現象を超えて、別の永遠な非権限自然が実在する。それは至上思考にして不滅。その世界のすべてが消滅してもそのまま残る。
第21節。ウェーダンタの学者たちが非権限、完全完璧と、称す最高目的地。そこに到達した者は決して物質界に戻らない。そここそ私の思考である。 第22節。すべてに勝るバガバーンのもとには、混ざり気のない献身によってのみ到達できる。彼はご自分の思考にありながら全宇宙に変満し、万有万物は彼のうちに存在する。第23節。バーラタ族で最も優れたものよ。ヨーギーがこの世に去った後に再生する時期と再生しない時期について私はここで説明しよう。第24節。ディーティの支配下にあるとき、日光が輝くとき、一日のうちの貴重な時間帯、月が満ちていく2週間、太陽が北を行く6ヶ月。地上ブラフマンを知る者がこの時期にこの世を去れば思考主のものに至る。第25節。煙っているとき、夜月が欠けていく2週間、太陽が南を行く6ヶ月。この期間に肉体を離れた神秘家は月の惑星に行くが再び地球に戻ってくる。第26節。ヴェーダによればこの世界を去るにあたり2つの道、明るい道と暗い道がある。冥道を行く人は二度と戻らず、暗道を行く人はまた戻ってくる。第27節。アルジュナよ、たとえこの2つの道を知っていても、献身者は決してうろたえない。故にたゆまず献身奉仕に励め。第28節。献身奉仕の道を行く人は、ベーダーの学習、苦行、自伝、哲学的施策、家保的活動に神秘心癒さずともただ献身奉仕をするだけでこれらすべての成果を得、最終的には永遠の思考に到達する。第29節。29節なかった。どうしましょう。
じゃあ次の9章ですね。
第9章、第1節。
はい。10まで読んで。
はい。バガバン語る。愛するアルジュナよ。君は私に何の都心もないので、この最も非業な知識を悟り授けよう。これを知れば君は物質存在の苦悩から救われる。第2章。この知識は教育の王、すべての神秘の中の最も純粋な知識である。自己の本性を悟りによって直接感知できるので、まさに宗教の完成である。これは永久の知識であり、楽しく実行できる。第3節。敵を撃滅する勇者アルジュナよ。この献身奉仕に関心のない者たちは私のもとに来ることができず、故にこの物質界の誕生と死の航路に戻っていく。第4節。第4節。私によって私の被験幻想の中にこの全宇宙は広がっている。すべての存在が私の中にあり、私がそれらの中にあるのではない。第5節。だが、すべてを私が保持しているのではない。芳醇なる神秘を見よ。私は全物 生物の維持者であり、あらゆるところに至るが、私は宇宙現象の一部ではなく、まさに私こそが創造の源泉なのだ。第6節。至るところに吹く風が常に空間の中に保持されているように、全創造物は私の中に保持されていると理解せよ。第7節。クンティの子よ、周期の終わりにはすべての物質現象は私の資質の中に入っていく。そして次なる周期の始まりに私の水力によって私は再び万有に創造する。第8節。全宇宙秩序は私の支配下にある。私の意志によって全ては自動的に繰り返し減少し、私の意志によって最後には破壊する。第9章。第9節。だなんじゃないよ。だが私はこの全ての活動に縛られない。私は常にこれらの物質的活動から離れている。私はあくまで公平中立なのだ。第10章。第10節。クンティの子よ。私のエネルギーの一つであるこのプラクリティは私の指示で作用し、すべての動かぬものを生み出す。そして法則に基づいて、この物質現象は創造と破壊を何度も繰り返しているのだ。
Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme Lord of all that be. Those who are thus bewildered are attached by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible, always chanting my glories, enduring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form. But it is I who am the ritual, I the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant. I am the butter and the fire and the offering. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the supporter, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, the Sama, and the Yajurvedas. I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed. O Arjuna, I give heat and I withhold and send forth the rain. I am immortality and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me. Those who study the Vedas and drink this soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly, purified the sinful reaction. They take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights.
Shrikant Prabhu, can you read from 21 to 30? Shrikant Prabhu or Anup Prabhu, thanks for joining. Can you read from 21 to 30 shloka? If you can see the screen. Okay. Jayalakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
So Prabhuji, one
Text
second,
21.
Mataji. Arpan Archit are also here. They also want to read some. So after Mataji is done, maybe you can give them a chance.
Yeah, I will tell Prabhuji.
Text 21.
Hmm.
When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. Text 22. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Text 23. Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in wrong way. Text 24. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. Text 25. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestor go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. Text 26. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Text 27. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Text 28. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Text 29. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend. Is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Text 30. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Arti Mataji and SK Sam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, 31. Go ahead, 31.
He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, and Shudras, can attain the supreme destination. How much more this is so of the righteous Brahmanas and devotees and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary, miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, becomes my devotee, offers obeisance to me, and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will become to me.
Hare Krishna. So we
Hare
go
Krishna.
to chapter 10, which is the opulence of the absolute. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Sure, Guruji. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend, for your benefit, I shall speak to you further. giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. Neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigod and sages. He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme Lord of all the worlds, he only undiluted among men is freed from all sins. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. The seven great sages, and before them, the four other great sages and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. One who is factually convinced of the opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this, there is no doubt. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly knows this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their heart. The thought of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
Mataji can read.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Text 11. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Arjuna said, You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Ashita, Devala, and Vyasa confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you've told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand your personality. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency, O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. Please tell me in detail of your divine opulences by which you pervade all these worlds. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you, and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? O Janardana, again, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you, for the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Yes, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless. I am the Super Soul, O Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. Hare Krishna.
Vishnu Anand Prabhu and Mataji can read 21 to 40.
Yes, Prabhuji. So text 21. Of the Adityas, I am the Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. Of the Marutas, I am the Marich. And among the stars, I am the moon. Text 22. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaved. Of the demigods, I am the Indra, the kings of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in the living beings, I am the living force, consciousness. Text 23. Of all the Rudras, I am the Lord Shiva. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of wealth, Kuber. Of the Vasus, I am fire, Agni. And of mountains, I am Peru. Text 24. Of priest, O Arjun, know me to be the chief, Brihaspati. Of generals, I am the Kartikeya. And of bodies of water, I am the ocean. Text 25. Of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of movable things, I am the Himalayas. Text 26. Of all trees, I am the banyan tree, and of the sages among the demigods, I am Narad. Of the Gandharvas, I am the Chitrarat, and among perfect things, I am the sage Kapil. Text 27. Of horses, know me to be the Uchai Vrisha, produced during the churning of the ocean of the nectar. Of lordly elephants, I am the Airavat, and among men, I am the monarch. Text 28. Of weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among cows, I am the Surbi. Of causes for procreation, I am Kandarpa, the love of the god of love. And of serpents, I am Vasuki. Text 29. Of many hooded Nagas, I am the Ananta. And among the aquatics, I am the demigod Varun. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryama. And among the dispensers of law, I am Yama, the lord of death. Text 30. Among the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlad. Among subduers, I am the time. Among beasts, I am the lion. And among birds, I am Garud.
Text 31. Of purifiers, I am the wind. Of the builders of weapon, I am Ram. Of fishes, I am the shark. And of flowing river, I am a Ganges. Text 32. Of all incarnations, I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle, O Arjuna. Of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. Text 33. Of letters, I am the letter A, and among compound words, I am I. Words, I am the dual compound. I am also inexhaustible time, and of creators, I am Brahma. Text 34. I am all devouring death, and I am generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortunes, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. Text 35. Of the hymns, I am the Samaved. I am Brihad Sama, and of poetry, I am the Gayatri. Of months, I am Margashirsh, November to December. And of season, I am flower bearing spring. Okay. Text 36. I am also Yes, Prabhuji?
Till 40.
Text 36. I am also gambling of cheeks, and splendid I am the splendor. I am victory, I am adventure, and I am the strength of the strong. Text 37. Of the descendant of Vrishni, I am Vasudev, and of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Of the sages, I am Vyasa, and among great thinkers, I am Ushana. Text 38. Among all means of suppressing lawlessness, I am punishment, and of those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence, and of the wise, I am the wisdom. Text 39. Furthermore, O Arjun, I am the generating seed of all existence. There is no being moving or non-moving that can exist without me. Text 40. O mighty conqueror of enemies, there is no end of my divine manifestation. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulences.
Mataji, finish these two.
Text 41. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Text 42. But what need is there, Arjun, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Thank you. Shankarshan Prabhu. So 11th chapter from first sloka, you can read, or Arpan Archit can read.
Text 1. Arjuna said, by my hearing instructions, you have kindly given me about the most confidential spiritual subjects. My illusions has now been dispelled. Text 2. O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearances and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories. Text 3. O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see the form of yours. Text 4. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. Text 5. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pratha, see now my opulences, hundreds of and thousands of varied divine and multicolored forms. Text 6. O best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Aswini, Kumaras, and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard before. O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see, whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. Text 8. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. Text 9. Sanjaya said, O king, having spoken to thus, the Supreme Lord of all mystic powers, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited months, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. If he wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents was smeared over his body. All the wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding, all expanding.
Who read now just now? Arpan?
Now, should we keep reading?
Yeah, so who was reading now? Arpan?
Yeah, that was Archit. Yeah.
Yeah, now Arpan, you read 12 to 20.
Okay. If hundreds and thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, the radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. Text 13. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe, situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Text 14. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. Text 15. Arjuna said, my dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all sages and divine serpents. Text 16. O Lord of the universe, O universal form. I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere. Without limit, I see you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Text 17. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, spreading on all sides like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see glowing from everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. Text 18. You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible, and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of all eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion. Text 19. You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and the moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Text 20. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and planets and all space between. O great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are now perturbed.
Till where you? Okay. Shrikant Prabhu. 21,
From 21, right?
21 to 30.
Okay. All the host of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them very much afraid are one second, are offering prayers for with folded hands. Host of great sages and perfected beings, crying all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. All the various manifestation of Lord Shiva, the Aditya, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishwadevas, the two Ashvis, the Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. O mighty Arm One, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I. O pervading Vishnu, see you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths, and your great glowing eyes. My mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. O Lord of Lords, O refugee of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance seeing thus your blazing death-like faces, awful teeth. In all direction I am bewildered. All the sons of the Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also, are rushing into your fearful mouth, and some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. As the many waves of rivers flow into ocean, so do all these great warriors enter blazing into your mouths. I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths as the moths dash to destruction in blazing fire. O Vishnu, I see you're devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible and scorching rays.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
Mataji can read or she's not there.
No, Mataji is busy actually. We have to go out, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hey,
Krishna.
Bansari, you there, Bansari?
Swamiji.
Yeah, go to 31 to 40.
Okay. Text 31. O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisance. Unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. Text 32. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on the both sides will be slain. Text 33. Therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They're already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Sabyasachi, can be put an instrument in the fight. Text 34. Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and the other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight, and you will vanquish your enemies in battle. Text 35. Sanjaya said to Dashrata, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trembling Arjuna offered obeisances with folded hands again and again. He fearfully spoke to Lord Krishna in a faltering voice as follows. Text 33. Arjuna said, O master of the senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. Text 37. O great one, greater than ever greater even than Brahma. You are the original creator. Why then should they not offer their respectful obeisances unto you? O limitless one, God of gods, refuge of the universe, you are the invincible source, the causes of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. Text 38. You are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes. O limitless form, this whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Text 39. You are air, and you are the supreme controller. You are fire, you are water, and you are the moon. You are Brahma, the first living creature, and you are the great grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you, and thus 1,000 times and again and yet again. Text 40. Obeisances to you from the front, from behind, and from all sides. On unbounded power, you are the master of limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. Thank you.
Anupam Sundari Mataji, it's possible for you to read?
Yes, Haribol, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Mataji, 41 to end of chapter, I think.
Okay. Text 41 to 42. Thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, not knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relaxed, lay on the same bed, or sat or ate together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of many friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses. Text 43. You are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and the non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is greater than you, nor can anyone be one with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power? Text 44. You are the supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend the impertinence of a friend, a husband the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs I may have done you. Okay, I can see up to text 44 only. Okay, thank you. After seeing this, Prabhuji, a little down. Yeah, okay. After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. Text 46. O universal form, O thousand-armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form with helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. Text 47. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you by my internal potency this supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you has ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. Text 48. O best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine, for neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances can I be seen in this form in the material world. Text 49. You have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. Text 50. Sanjaya said
to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. Hare Krishna.
When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, "O Janardhan, seeing this human-like form so beautiful, I am now composed in mind, and I am restored to my original nature." The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear." 53. The form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by this means that one can see me as I am. Text 54. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Text 55. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of life, and who is friendly to every living entity, certainly comes to me. Hari Bol. So we go to chapter 12, the devotional service. Sanjay Prabhu, you will read?
Yes,
Sanjay?
Prabhuji. Chapter 12, devotional service, text number 1. Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested? Text 2. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect. Texts 3 and 4. But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me. Text 5. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Texts 6 and 7. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pratha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Text 8. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always, without a doubt. Text 9. My dear Arjun, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. Text 10. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. Hare Krishna.
Anangamanjiri, Mataji.
11からでいいですか。
はい。
しかし、もし君がこの意識で私のために働くこともできぬなら、自分の働きの方果をすべて手放し、自己に位置するように努めよ。12節。これを修練するのが不可能なら、知識を極めよ。だが知識より瞑想が勝り、瞑想より活動の方果の放棄が勝る。方果を放棄すれば心の平和が得られるからだ。13節、14節。どんな生物にも都心を持たず親切な友となり、 私、私のものという名も、偽のエゴを捨て、幸不幸を等しく平静に受け入れ、寛大で常に満足しており、自己を抑制し、決意を持って献身奉仕を行い、心と知性を私に固定する者、このような私の献身者を私は愛する。15節。誰をも困難に陥れず、誰からも乱されぬ者、幸不幸、恐れ、不安に処して平静な者、このような人を私は愛する。16節。俗的な活動に依存せず、純粋で熟達しており、気苦労せずあらゆる苦痛を超越し、結果を期待した骨折りをしない。このような私の献身者を私は愛する。17節。どんな事物に対しても喜ばず嘆かず、こうあってほしいとも欲しくないとも思わず、吉凶下福な事物を放棄する者、このような献身者を私は愛する。第18、19節。友も敵も等しく扱い、名誉不名誉、感所苦楽、また称賛非難に動かされず、全く汚れた交際をせず、常に静かで何事にも満足し、住所住居に執着なく、知識に固定し、献身奉仕に励む者、このような人を私は愛する。第20節。この献身奉仕という永遠不滅の道を行く人々、私を思考目的として完全に確信を持って仕える人々を私はこの上なく愛している。ジャイ。レイクリシュナ。
13章1節から2節。アルジュナは言う。クリシュナよ。私はプラクリティとプルシャ、電野とチタシャ、また知識と知識の対象について知りたいのです。バガバン・クリシュナは答えられた。クンティの子よ。この肉体が電野であり、この肉体を認識しているものがチタシャである。第2節。違う。第3節。バーラタの子孫よ。この私がまたすべての体の認識者であることを知りなさい。そして体と体の認識者について理解することが知識であると私は考えている。第4節。さてこの電野とは何なのか、どんな構成なのか、どのように変化し、またどこから来るのか、チタシャは誰でどんな作用をするのか簡潔に説明するからよく聞きなさい。第5節。聖賢たちはこの知識について多くのベーダ文典で様々に表現し説明しているが、特にベーランタスートラが因果律について道理文明である。第6節と7節。5大要素、義我式、知性、未権限状態、10の感覚器官、心、五感の対象、欲望、憎悪、幸福、悲苦、集合、生命の兆候、信念、およそこれらのものが活動の電野とその相互作用だと考えられている。第8節から12節。謙遜、身を捨てること、非暴力、寛容、正直、正当なグルに近づくこと、清潔、堅忍、不罰の精神、自制、感覚満足の対象から心を引き離すこと、義我式を捨てること、少量病死を苦薬とみなすこと、無執着、妻子家庭に愛着しないこと、快不快のことにあたって冷静で私に対する不動の献身的態度を持ち、世俗を離れた静かな地に独房を好む。世間の人々との無益な交際をしないこと。自己の本性を悟ることの重要性を知り、絶対真理を哲学的に探求する。以上のことが知識の本質であり、これに反することが無知であると私は明言する。どうぞ。
第 13？第13節。さて、これから価値物について説明しよう。それを知り、君は永遠性を経験できよう。ブラフマン、すなわち精神は無視で私に従属し、この物質界の因果律を超えている。第14節。あらゆるところに主の手あり、足あり、目も頭も顔も至るところにある。 スーパーソウルはこのように存在し、すべての辞書に偏在している。15節。スーパーソウルは全感覚の源だが感覚を持たない。一切生命体を維持しながら一切に執着せず、三様式を超越しながら三様式を支配している。第16節。動くもの動かぬもの、すべての生命体の内にも外にも至上真理は存在している。至上真理は精妙なので、物質的感覚では見ることも理解することもできない。はるか遠くに存在し、またすべてのものの近くにもいる。第17節。スーパーソウルは各個の中に分かれているように見えるが、決して分かれることなく常に一つである。スーパーソウルは全生命体を維持しているが、すべてを滅ぼし、すべてを創造すると知れ。18節。主はすべての光るものの光の源であり、物質性の闇を超え、不権限である。主は知識の対象、知識の目的で、各自のハートの内に住んでいる。第19節。私は電や肉体と知識、価値物について簡潔に語ってきた。献身者のみこれを完全に理解し、私のもとに来ることができよう。第20節。物質自然と生命体は共に無視である。それらの変化と三様式は共に物質自然の産物である。
第21節。物質自然はあらゆる物質資源の原因と結果の根源であり、生命体は物質界の多種多様な苦楽の原因であると言えよう。第22節。このように生命体は物質自然の中にあって特定の生活様式に従い、物質の三様式を享受する。それは物質自然と関わるからである。このように生命体はさまざまな種の中で善や悪に遭遇する。第23節。だが、この肉体の中には超越的快楽者である主が住んでいる。享楽者である主が住んでいる。主は市場の所有者で、生命体を監督し、行動を認可し、そしてスーパーソウルとして知られている。第24節。物質自然と生命体と物質自然の三様式の相互関係に関する哲学を理解する者は、必ず解放を得て、現在どのような地位にいても決してこの世界に再び誕生しない。第25節。瞑想によってスーパーソウルを内に知覚する者もいる。知識の素養により、また過保的欲望を持たない活動を通じてスーパーソウルを内に知覚する者もいる。第26節。またある者は精神的知識について知らないが、人から至上者について聞き、至上者を崇拝し始める。このような人は権威者から聞こうという態度のために生死の鎖から解放されるであろう。第27節。バルタ一族の主張よ。動くもの、動かぬものも存在するすべてのものはすべて活動の電野と自他者との結合であることを知れ。第28節。すべての体の中で個別根にスーパーソウルが付き添い鬼滅の体の中のこの二者が不滅であると知る者は真実を見るものである。第29節。あらゆるところ、 あらゆる生命体の中にスーパーソウルが等しく偏在していると知る者は、心によって堕落することなく思考の目的地へと近づいていく。第30節。物質自然によって作られた肉体により、すべての活動が行われ、自己は何もなさないと知る者は真実、実像を見ている。
あれですな。じゃあ、オンが31から35まで。
31. When a sensible man sees to see different identities due to different material bodies, and he sees a being that is expanded everywhere, he attains to a Brahman conception. 32. Those with the vision of eternity can see the imperishable soul in transcendental, eternal, and beyond the modes of nature. Despite the contact with the material body, O Arjuna, the soul neither does anything nor is entangled. 33. The sky, due to its subtle nature, does not mix with anything, although it is all pervading. Similarly, the soul situated in the Brahman vision does not mix with the body, though situated in that body. 34. O son of Bharata, as the sun alone illuminates all the universe, so does a living entity, one within the body, illuminate the entire body by consciousness. 35. Those who see with eyes of knowledge the difference between the body and the knower of the body, and can also understand the process of liberation from bondage in material nature, attain to the supreme goal.
Hare Krishna. 14. 14 first 5.
1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Again, I shall declare to you the supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection. 2. By becoming fixed in his knowledge, one can attain the transcendental nature like my own. Thus established, one is not born at the time of creation or disturbed at the time of dissolution. 3. The total material substance called the Brahman is a source of birth, and it is that Brahman that I impregnate, making possible the births of all living beings, O son of Bharata. 4. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in his material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. 5. The material nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with the nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by these modes.
O sinless one, the modes of goodness, being purer than others, is eliminated. It frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode becomes conditioned by the sense of happiness and knowledge. The modes of passion is born of the unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this embodied living entity is bound to the material fruity actions. O son of Bharat, know that the mode of darkness born of ignorance is the delusion of it's the delusion of all embodied living entities. The result of this mode are madness, indulgence, sleep, indolence, and sleep, which binds the conditioned soul. O son of Bharat, mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion conditions one to fruitive action, and ignorance covering one's knowledge binds one to madness. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the mode of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharat, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats the goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. The manifestation of the modes of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. O chief of Bharat, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachments, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desires and hankering develop. When there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, or son of Kuru, darkness, inertia, madness, and illusion are manifested. When one dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great sages. When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activities. And when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in animal kingdom.
文田ゴビマタジお願いします。
16. The result of pious action is pure, and is said to be in the mode of goodness. But action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of ignorance results in foolishness. From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, develop foolishness, madness, and illusion. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets. And those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. When one properly sees that in all activities another performer is at work, then these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord, who is transcendental to all these modes, he attains my spiritual nature. When the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes associated with the material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses, and can enjoy nectar even even in this life. Arjuna in sorry. Okay, till 25. Okay, so Arjuna inquired, "O my dear Lord, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these three modes? What is his behavior, and how does he transcend the modes of nature?" The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present or long for them when they disappear, who is unwavering and undisturbed, undisturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities, remaining natural and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is equal towards the desirable and undesirable, who is steady, situated equally well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats all alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to have transcendental the modes of nature, transcended the modes of nature.
Mataji, next
Should
two.
I continue? Okay. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, in one's transcendence the mode of material nature, and thus comes to the level of Brahman. And I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. Hari Bol.
Haribo.
Krishna. Thank you. Krishna.
Jayalakshmi Mataji. So 15, ne?
15. Oh,
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
15. The Yoga of the Supreme Person. Text 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "It is said that there is an impossible banyan tree that has its roots upward and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is knower of the Vedas." Text 2. The branches of this tree extend downward and upward, nourished by the three modes of material nature. The twigs are the object of the senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society. Text 3 and 4. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with the determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and that surrender to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. Text 5. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom. Text 6. That supreme abode of mine is not illuminated by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. Text 7. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Text 8. The living entity in the material world carries his different conception of life from one body to another, as the air carries aromas. Thus, he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another. Text 9. The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects. Text 10. The police cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the mode of nature, but one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Mataji, SK.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Text 11. The endeavoring transcendentalists who are situated in self realization can see all this clearly, but those whose minds are not developed and who are not situated in self realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of the fire are also from me. I enter into each planet, and by my energy they stay in orbit. I become the moon and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetables. I am the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entities, and I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming, to digest the four kinds of foodstuff. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. There are two classes of beings, the fallible and the infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible, and in the spiritual world, every living entity is called infallible. Besides these two, there is the greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, the imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them. Because I am transcendental beyond both the fallible and the infallible, and because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as that Supreme Person. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without doubting, is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Chapter,
Krishna.
Krishna.
So
Chapter 16. The divine and demoniac natures. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance, these qualities belong to those of demoniac nature, O son of Prata. The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demoniac qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities. O son of Pritha, in this world there are two kinds of created beings. One is called the divine, the other demoniac. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now, hear from me of the demoniac. Uh, those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. Following such conclusions, the demoniac who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible work meant to destroy the world. Taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac, thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bansari.
Yes. Text 11 to 12. They believe that to gratify the senses is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, until the end of life, their anxiety is immeasurable. Bound by a network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Text 13 to 15. The demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. Text 16. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. Text 17. Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only without following any rules or regulations. Text 18. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, and blasphemy against the real religion. Text 19. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life. Text 20. Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demoniac life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
There are three grades leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give up these, for they lead to degradation of the soul. The man who has escaped these three gates of hell, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains the supreme destination. He who discards spiritual injunction and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor supreme destination. One should therefore understand what is duty, what is not duty by regulations of scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. Rebold. So we go to Junana show. Chapter 17, Divisions of Faith. I will read first 5. Arjuna inquired, O Krishna, what is the situation of those who do not follow principles of scripture but worship according to their own imagination? Are they in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, according to the modes of nature acquired by embodied soul, one's faith can be of three kinds: in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance. Now, hear about this. Text 3, O son of Bharata. According to one's existence under the various modes of nature, one evolves a particular kind of faith. The living entity is said to be of particular faith according to the modes he has acquired. Text 4. Men in mode of goodness worship the demigods, men in mode of passion worship the demons, and those in the mode of ignorance worship ghost and spirit. Text 5 and 6. Those who undergo severe austerities and penance is not recommended in scriptures, performing them out of pride and egoism, who are impelled by lust and attachment, who are foolish, who torture the material elements of the body as well as the super soul dwelling within, are to be known as demons. Sanjay Prabhu.
Yeah. Text 7. Even the food each person prefers is of three kinds, according to the three modes of material nature. The same is true of sacrifices, austerities, and charity. Now, here are the distinctions between them. Text 8. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. The foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. Text 9. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning are dear to those in the mode of passion. Such foods cause distress, misery, and disease. Text 10. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten, food that is tasteless, decomposed, and putrid, and food consisting of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness. Text 11. Of sacrifices, the sacrifice performed according to the directions of the scripture as a matter of duty by those who desire no reward is in the nature of goodness. Text 12. But the sacrifice performed for some material benefit or for the sake of pride, O chief of the Bharatas, you should know to be in the mode of passion. Text 13. Any sacrifice performed without regard for the directions of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, spiritual food, without chanting the Vedic hymns and remunerations to the priests, and without faith is considered to be in the mode of ignorance. Text 14. Austerity of the body consists in worship of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmins, the spiritual master, and superiors like father, mother, and in cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence. Text 15. Austerity of speech consists of speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ananga Manjari-san. 16。
ね。樽を知ること、率直さ、厳粛さ、自己支配、そして自分を浄化させること、これらが心に関する禁言生活である。17節。人が超越的信念を持って物質的利益を求めずに、主のためだけにこれら3つの禁言生活を行うならば、それは徳の様式の禁言生活と呼ばれる。18節。尊敬、名誉、崇拝を得る目的で自尊心のために行われる苦行は劇場の様式のものとされていて、そのような苦行は不安定で長く続かない。19節。自らを責め、他者を傷つけ滅ぼすような愚行による苦行は無知の様式のものと言われている。20節。受けるに値する人に報酬を期待せず義務として適切な時と場所で行う伏せは徳の様式のものとされている。21節。何らかの見返りを期待する者、果報的結果を望んで行う者、不詳ながら行う者、これらは劇場の様式の伏せと言われている。22節。不浄な場所でなされるもの、不適切な時になされるもの、値しない人に与えられるもの、適切な配置や敬意なしになされるもの、これらの伏せは無知の様式のものと言われている。23節。オーンタッサットという産語は史上絶対真理を表すために創造の初めから使われていた。視聴者を満足させるための釘の中でブラフマナがベーダのマントラを唱えるとき、この三音節の象徴が使われた。第24節。それゆえ超越主義者が視聴者に到達するために釘、伏せ、苦行を経典の原則に従って行うときは最初にオウムが唱えられる。25節。果報的結果を期待せずにさまざまな苦行、苦行、伏せをタット という語とともに行うべきである。そのような超越的活動の目的は、物質的束縛からの自由を得ることである。
26から26。26から。
15まで読みました。
本当だ。第26、27節をフリーターの息子よ。絶対真理が献身的釘を捧げる対象であり、それはサットと呼ばれている。そのような釘を行う人もサットと呼ばれ、至上者を喜ばせるために行われる釘、苦行、伏せは、すべて絶対自然に忠実で、それらもサットと呼ばれる。第28節をフリーターの息子よ。至上者に対する信念がなければ、釘、伏せ、苦行としてなされたものはすべて永遠ではない。それはアサットと呼ばれ、今世でも来世においても無益である。
18章。
はい、18章、法規の完成。第1節、アルジュナは言った。全能なるお方よ。悪魔ケーシーを滅ぼされたお方よ。私はティアガとサンニャースの目的を知りたいと思います。第2節、バガバンは言われた。偉大な賢者は物質的欲望に基づいた活動を捨てることをサンニャースと呼び、知者は全活動の結果を捨てることをティアガと呼ぶ。第3節、すべての果報的活動を過ちとして放棄すべきと主張する賢者もいるが、釘、伏せ、苦行の活動を決して放棄すべきではないと考える賢者もいる。第4節、バーラタ家の最も素晴らしいものよ。放棄について私の判断を聞きなさい。人間界の虎よ。経典には3種類の放棄があると言われている。第5節、釘、伏せ、苦行の活動は放棄してはならず行うべきである。実際に釘、伏せ、苦行は偉大な魂さえも浄化する。第6節、これらの全活動は執着や結果の期待を持たずに行うべきである。おプリターの子よ、義務としてそれらを行いなさい。これが私の最終意見だ。10まで。第7節、規定された義務は決して放棄してはならない。幻想のために自分に規定された義務を放棄するなら、そのような放棄は無知の様式のものと言われる。第8節、労をねぎらって規定された義務が行わなかったり、身体的不快を恐れて活動を放棄することは劇場の様式の放棄とされていて、それにより放棄の向上に導かれることはない。第9節、おアルジュナよ。物質的な交際と結果に対する執着を捨て、規定の義務はなされるべきという理由だけで、それを果たすなら、それは徳の様式の放棄である。第10節、徳の様式の人が不吉祥なことを嫌わず、吉祥なことに執着せず、知性を持って放棄を行うときは、彼はその活動に疑いを持たない。
第11節、肉体に覆われた生命体が活動をすべて放棄することは不可能である。しかし活動の結果を放棄した人は真の放棄者と言われる。放棄しない者には望ましいもの、望ましくないもの、それらの混合という3種類の活動の結果が生じる。しかし放棄階級者にはそのような快楽や苦痛を与える活動の結果は存在しない。第13節、午後のものアルジュナよ。ベーダンタには全活動をなす5つの原因があると言われている。これからそれについて私から聞きなさい。第14節、活動の場所、体、行為者、さまざまな感覚、さまざまな努力、そして究極的にスーパーソウルが行動の5要素である。 第15節。体、心、言葉によりなされる活動は、正しいものも誤ったものも、これらの5つの要素により行われる。第16節。それゆえ、自分だけが行為者であると考え、5つの要素を考慮しない者は知性が低く、物事をありのままに理解していない。第17節。利害意識に左右されず、知性が混乱していない者は、この世界で人を殺しても殺すことなく、活動に削縛されることもない。第18節。知識の対象、知覚者は活動を動機づける3要素である。感覚、行為者が活動の3構成要素である。第19節。物質自然の3様式により3種類の知識、活動者が存在する。それらについて私から聞きなさい。20節。生命体が無数の姿に分かれていたとしても、すべての生命体の中に一つの精神的性質を見出す知識は徳の様式のものと知りなさい。
第21節。さまざまな体の中にさまざまな生命体があると見る知識は劇場の様式のものと知りなさい。第22節。ただ一つの活動が全てであると考え、それに執着し真実の知識を得ない、持たない貧弱な知識は無知の様式のものと言われる。第23節。執着を持たず規則正しく行われ、愛憎や果報的結果を求めずになされる活動は徳の様式のものと言われる。第24節。自分の望みを満たそうと逸外意識により大きな努力をもってなされる活動は劇場の様式のものと言われる。第25節。幻想の中で経典の教えを無視して行われ、未来の束縛を気にせず他の者に与える暴力や苦しみも考慮しない活動は無知の様式のものと言われる。第26節。物質自然の三様式と関わることなく逸外意識を持たず、大きな決意と熱意を持ち、成功失敗に左右されずに義務を遂行する者は徳の様式の行為者と言われる。第27節。活動とその結果に執着し、それらの結果を楽しもうと渇望的で、常に妬み深く不純で、苦楽に左右される活動者は劇場の様式に位置すると言われる。第28節。常に経典の教えに背いた活動をし、物質的で頑固で他の人に侮辱的であり、平らにして気難しく隠遁なものは無知の様式の活動者と言われる。第29節。お富の勝利者よ、物質自然の三様式の違いによるさまざまな理解と決意について詳しく語るのでよく聞きなさい。第30節。プリターの子よ、徳の様式の理解とは何をすべきか、何をすべきでないか、何を恐れ、何を恐れるべきでないか、何が束縛を与え、何が解放を与えるかを知ることである。
第31節。プリターの子よ、宗教と非宗教が区別できず、なすべき活動となすべきでない活動の区別ができない理解は、劇場の様式のものである。第32節。無知と闇の、呪縛の下で非宗教を宗教と考え、宗教を非宗教と考え、常に誤った方向に努力する理解は、オーパールタよ、無知の様式のものである。第33節。オープリターの子よ、心、生命、感覚の活動を支配し、ヨーガの訓練による着実さのために壊れることのない決意は徳の様式のものである。第34節。おアルジュナよ、宗教、経済発展、感覚満足の過保的 結果に固く執着する決意は劇場の様式のものである。第35節。おクリターの子よ、夢、恐怖、悲嘆、気難しさ、幻想を超えることのできない愚かな決意は無知の様式のものである。第36節。バーラタ家の最高のものよ、束縛された魂に楽しみを与え、彼らを苦しみながら救う3種類の幸福について私から聞きなさい。第37節。最初は毒のようだが、最後には甘露のようになり、人を自己の悟りに目覚めさせてくれる、人を自己の悟りに目覚めさせるものが徳の様式の幸福と言われる。第38節。感覚がその対象に触れることにより得られ、最初は甘露のようだが、最後には毒のようになる幸福は劇場の様式のものであると言われる。第39節。自己の悟りに盲目的で、最初から最後まで幻惑に過ぎず、睡眠や平らや幻想から生じる幸福は無知の様式のものと言われる。第40節。物質前により生まれた三様式から自由なものはここにも、高位惑星系に住む神々の中にも存在しない。
じゃあ、後藤さん。41から50まで。
50まで。はい。41節。お敵を懲らしむ者よ。ブラフマナ、クシャトリア、バイシャ、シュードラは、物質的様式から生じた性質によってそれぞれの区別がある。42節。穏やかさ、自己支配、勤勉さ、純粋さ、忍耐、誠実、知識、知恵。これらはブラフマナが活動するときに示す将来の性質である。第43節。英雄的で力に満ち、決意、計略に富み、戦場における勇敢さ、寛大さ、指導力、これらがクシャトリアの活動の性質である。第44節。農耕、牛の保護、商業が売者の性質であり、シュードラには労働と他者に対する奉仕がある。第45節。自分の性質に応じて定められた仕事をすることにより、誰もが完成に達することができる。それがいかにして可能なのか私から聞きなさい。第46節。全存在の源であり、すべてに偏在しておられる主を崇拝すれば、自分の仕事を行うことを通じて人は完成に達することができる。第47節。他者の職業を完全に行うよりも、自分の職業を不完全に行う方が優れている。将来の性質に応じて規定された義務は、決して罪の報いの影響を受けない。第48節。火が煙に覆われているように、いかなる努力も何らかの欠点に覆われている。おクンティの子よ。たとえ欠点に満ちていたとしても、自分の性質から生まれた仕事を放棄してはならない。第49節。自己を支配し、執着を持たず、物質的快楽を無視する者は、放棄の実践により反動のない最高完成段階を達することができる。第50節。おプリターの子よ。私がこれからまとめる方法に従えば、このような完成に達した人がいかにして最高完成段階、ブラフマンに達することができるか、私から学びなさい。
ニタイプラブ。
ニタイさん、運転中かな？
運転中。
あ、そうか。
皆さんの美しい声でよろしくお願いします。
あ、哲也さん、読みますか？読めますか、今。
はい、大丈夫です。
じゃあ、51から60までお願いします。
はい。知性により浄化され、決意により心を支配し、感覚満足の対象を放棄し、愛憎から解放されることにより、人里離れたところに住み、わずかだけ食べ、言葉の力や心や体を支配し、常に三昧にあり、執着せず、義が意識、偽の力、偽の実の心、欲望、怒りや偽の所有欲を持たず、物質的なものを受け入れず、
穏やかな人は自己の悟りの段階に高められる。54節。このように超越的なものは、直ちに至上ブラフマンを悟り、完全な喜びに満ち、嘆くことも、物を求めることもなく、すべての生命体に平等である。その段階で私への純粋な献身奉仕が達成される。第55節。ただ、献身奉仕によってのみ、私をバガバーンとしてあるがまま理解できる。そのような献身的態度によって、私を十分意識する者は、神の王国に入ることができる。第56節。あらゆる行動を行っていても、私の純粋な献身者は私に保護されて、私の恩寵により永遠に滅びることのない王国に到達する。第57節。いかなる活動をするにも私に依存し、常に私の保護の下で行動しなさい。そのような献身奉仕で私を十分に意識しなさい。第58節。私を意識するようになれば、お前は私の恩寵により、私の人生の障害をすべて克服することができる。しかし、そのような意識で活動せず、利害意識で行動し、私の言葉を聞かなければ、お前は道を失うであろう。第59節。私の指示に従わず戦わないなら、お前は道を誤ることになる。生来、お前は戦うべきなのだ。第60節。幻想の下で、お前は私の指示に従って行動することを今拒んでいるが、おクンティの子よ。しかし、持って生まれた性質により、お前は全く同じことをするであろう。以上です。
ありがとうございます。じゃあ、もうあと少しだから、英語で読みますので、同時に日本語で自分で読んでくださいね。Unda Gopi Mataji, can you read?
Yes, Prabhuji. 61, Prabhuji. From 61, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Okay. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. O Scion of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. Thus, I have explained to you knowledge still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. Because you are my very dear friend, I am speaking to you my supreme instruction, the most confidential knowledge of all. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. This confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end, he will come back to me. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. And I declare that he who studied this sacred conversation of our worships me by his intelligence. Thank you.
One city.
Yes, Rajavan.
Text 71. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell. Text 72. O son of Partha, O conqueror of wealth, have you heard this with an attentive mind, and are your ignorance and illusions now dispelled. Text 73. Arjuna said, My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt and am prepared to act according to your instructions. Text 74. Sanjaya said, Thus have I heard the conversation of two great souls, Krishna and Arjuna, and so wonderful is that message that my hair is standing on end. Text 75. By the mercy of Vyasa, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of all mysticism, Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. Text 76. O king, as I repeatedly called this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment. Text 77. O king, as I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, I am struck with wonder more and more, and I rejoice again and again. Text 78. Whenever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and whenever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion.
Haribol. Haribol.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. よかった。3時間で終わったね。
Oh.
Hare Krishna.
3時間ちょっとよね。
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
秘書のサンジャヤがすべてを見通して。
音声オンになってます。今オンにして。今オンにして。
ナルシンガーティマタジ、トビスニマタジ。
どこ行った？ナルシン入ってます。はい。
ナルシン。
ちょっと向いて。よし。Namaste Narashivaya. Nana はい、クシャ、ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。ワンチャが
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。ワンチャがとくるばしゃくかせんでべおちゃちゃり。
はい。
あのべおわしなべべおなもなま。なんとこてわしなるんだきじゃ。
はい。
ラパニアトラきじゃ。
はい。
きだとりぱできじゃ。
はい。
ギターじゃのりきのそうきじゃ。
はい。
Gaura Premanande.
Hari Hari
wo. よかった。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining. 皆さん、ご参加ありがとうございました。これで終わります。ハレークリシナ。
ハレクリシナ、ありがとうございまし
あ
た。
りがとうございます。Thank you very much.
ギタージャヤンテキ
じゃあ、ハリハリ
あー
ゴー。